It's winter, which means cold and flu season. Good news is that they both share very similar symptoms, which usually last a couple of weeks and get better on their own. However, there are many tips and tricks that you can try that are going to help relieve those symptoms. So, I'm going to teach you those. Hit that like button if you're fired up to learn them. And what are we waiting for? Let's begin. So let's start with tip number 1. If you have a sore throat right now, the first thing I'm going to recommend you to do is a salt water gargle, okay? 99% of the time, this is the first thing I recommend all my patients because it's really easy to do, it's inexpensive, everyone has the ingredients at home, it helps to relieve a sore throat and reduce inflammation, so it's a win-win. And here's how you make up your solution. Kettle, water, boil, cup, 1 teaspoon of salt, add water, mix, and your saline solution is now ready. Okay, so here's the fun bit. Once you've made your salt water gargle, you're gonna stand over a sink because this bit's quite messy. You're gonna let this cool so you're not gonna burn yourself. You're gonna take a small sip and you're gonna gargle. Gargle away, spit it out into the sink, and repeat it at least 3 times, but you can do it as many times as you want for relief, okay? Every time you do it, you're gonna need to make a new solution though. Now moving on to tip number 2. If you have a cough or you're cold or flu, please try this, a warm water honey mix, okay? It's actually been shown, so studies have shown it to be far more effective than a lot of the OTC cough syrups that you can buy over the counter. Really easy to make, and it can be really helpful at relieving an irritable dry cough. Here's how you make it. Kettle, water, boil, teaspoon of honey, place spoon in cup, add water, mix, and your cough remedy is now ready. Okay, so here's a few things you need to remember about this mixture. First of all, it's not suitable for babies under 1 year old. Secondly, it's gonna be hot. You need to make sure it's cool. You need to make sure it's lukewarm, okay? If it's too hot, it's actually gonna make the cough worse. It's gonna irritate that area and make things worse. And thirdly, you can do it as often as you want. You can take little sips of it as often as you like for that relief. So moving on to tip number 3, if you have a runny or blocked nose, you need to try a saline rinse, okay? You're gonna make a saline solution exactly how I explained in tip number 1. It's the exact same solution, okay? But what it's gonna do is it's gonna help flush away excess mucus, any sort of irritants are gonna get flushed away, and it's gonna help reduce inflammation. So here's how you do it. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get your saline solution that you prepared. You're gonna stand over a sink, okay? This time again, you're gonna let it cool down. It needs to be cool. You don't wanna burn yourself. Next, cup your hand like so. Pour a little bit of solution in your hand. There's no solution in here, I'm afraid. Pour a little in your hand, stand over the sink, block one of your nostrils, sniff that solution up, okay, and then let it run. You can do it about 3 times, I'd say, in each nostril, but you can do it as many times as you want for relief, okay? And you can do it as many times as you want throughout the day as well. Just remember, each time you're gonna do it and redo it, you need to make a new solution. That's the most important thing. And moving on to tip number 4, if you have a fever, you can try paracetamol and ibuprofen, but always check with your pharmacist first to make sure you're safe and suitable to use it. Now, please do remember, with cold and flu, there are times where you should seek medical attention because certain individuals can become seriously ill from it. I am going to leave loads more information in the description below about this, so please do give it a read. I really hope my tips help you today. Always remember that you're awesome, and I will see you next week.